What's up? It's your boy, the King of Tank Style, coming back to you with another episode of the Salty Fresh podcast. I am your host, Vigil, aka the King of Tank Style,
Bruh.
aka the
AKA.
King of Tank Style, aka Mr.
AKA.
Dr. Professor Chan,
AKA.
aka Erica is the best waifu.
Okay. And
Just putting it out.
I'm
I'm just
here.
putting it out there.
So
Y-
today, we're going to be doing big tanks versus small tanks because we've done a lot of those. I kind of, well, for us, I guess we categorize it as 40 and up because anything below 40, I guess, that seems like normal size tanks. Maybe small, a little bit normal. So we're going to go off for us, the way we see it is 40 and up is big tanks. So Noah, you wanted to talk about something you get a chance to talk about last time, so go ahead.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys remembered in the in the last episode. Wait, by the way, did you post that? Was it last? I think it was the last episode or 2 episodes ago. I mentioned that
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, that the Department of Agriculture recently banned the commercial trade of marine fish from Hawaii.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like they're not gonna allow fish here?
No, so we can't harvest for commercial purpose, or people can't harvest for commercial purposes anymore.
Hmm. Interesting.
Uh, my thoughts on that. I'm just gonna go ahead and put my thoughts out there, just because it's not. This isn't gonna be a rant, but it's more of just like my opinion.
Okay.
My thoughts on this is, it's one is okay. I agree with it.
Yeah.
I agree with it because one is because when people go for commercial, they take like five, like a lot. They take more. Basically, like how my dad and I do it. It's just like five. It's just for personal use
Mm-hmm.
on my end.
Mm-hmm.
But we take very little, but we're still limited to how much we can take.
Yep.
I agree with this, but I don't agree with this as well because one is I get you want to protect the reefs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I get that,
Yeah.
but why not? Why not? I'm pretty sure they, even the commercial guys, even when it was legal to harvest for commercial use, I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure they had a limit. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But my thing is why is is the reason why I don't agree with it is ban why would you ban it completely rather than just tighten, you know, lower the number then? If that's how they're gonna, I mean, granted, even if you ban it, you're still gonna have people that are gonna try to do it commercially. Even same thing goes with the fireworks.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
people are still gonna find a way to do it,
Yep.
even though it's against the law.
Mm-hmm. Always.
I mean, if we ban it completely, it's just gonna get worse. But
Mm-hmm.
if you like lower the number, put more regulations on it,
Yep.
it's not gonna be as bad because it's still legal. But at the same time, anything you do, you're gonna have a negative outcome of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact of what option is gonna have the least negative outcome. And to me, this is it. And again, this is my opinion, and I'm just putting it out there. This is all I'm gonna say about it is the way I see it is you ban it completely. Now you're gonna have pretty much everybody. You're gonna have more negative outcomes because then again, this all came about because there were two incidences where commercial fish guys that were going for commercial use were going in protected areas.
Mm-hmm.
I that part I understand because that's a protected area. Hawaii has a lot of those, including Panama Bay.
Yeah.
I get that. I totally get that. I get that. But as far as I know, I don't know the full story. I don't know if there are other incidences where they weren't in protected areas and they were taking plenty,
Mm-hmm.
like taking a lot. But at the same time, I would say, if I were the people passing this law,
Yep.
I would say, why don't we just add more regulations to it, add stricter, I mean, make it a little bit harder for people to either renew or get their licenses. And yeah, it's gonna be a pain. It's gonna be a pain, more of a pain to get or renew your license. But at the same time, does it in the end does it ensure that one, that you're protecting the reef, two, that these people can make a living?
Mm.
Because not all guys that go for fish for commercial use for the aquarium hobby, not all of them are doing that. It's just that select few of them that mess it up for the rest of us.
Yep. That's how it goes. Also, disclaimer, sorry about Noah's background noise. He's filming in his living room, and unfortunately, that's where he gets the best internet connection, huh?
Yeah, for my laptop, just because the other one, it was kind of laggy. Like I didn't get kicked out, but it was just laggy in my room.
So hopefully, not much noise will happen from Noah's side, too much. So, just a disclaimer. All right, now.
But getting back to the topic, big tank versus small tank.
Okay, so technically, I got the big tank first, so I guess I'll go first. So,
Okay.
a big tank versus small tank. What can I say? To me, big tanks are slightly easier to keep because it's just easier to maintain, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, small tanks is easier, but I feel like you gotta clean it much more frequent because it's so little amount of water, and you gotta watch it all the time, especially if it's like a 5 gallon or whatever. It gets dirty quickly, whereas big tanks, it takes a little more time to get dirty. But I think the only hassle of having a big tank as well, it's big, and you got like a lot of buckets of water you gotta do. You got um gotta scrub it, and especially if you have a tall big tank like how I have, or like 45, which is kind of tall. It kind of is a pain to clean a little bit. Smaller tanks are easier to clean in general, but if you have a bigger tank, to me, it's easier because you don't have to clean as frequently. What about you, Noah?
Um. Uh,
Like what? How do you feel about cleanliness between big and small tanks? For you, in your experience,
I'm chewing sausage right now.
while we're recording a podcast,
Hey, a guy, is it illegal for me to be hungry?
we try to make them have a good listening experience.
I'm giving them ASMR.
Okay, but go on with your side of the spectrum.
Cleaning the tank to me is, I don't know, for those of you that don't know, I do it the cheat way.
The cheat way.
I run or the lazy way. I run a canister filter.
But which
So
is
pretty much,
easier for you?
I'd say small tank.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, getting into big versus small, cleaning wise, is, I'd say smaller tank um would be easier. But then again, keep in mind, starting out, if you're gonna have a smaller tank, you're gonna have a much more concentrated ammonia and nitrate,
Mm-hmm.
ammonia and much more concentrated levels of toxin. Whereas a big tank, it's gonna have room to kind of like spread out.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying that it's gonna be like negative, but it's gonna be. I mean, not negative, but there's not gonna be any, but it's gonna be less.
Mm-hmm.
Also, big versus small. Now that you bring it up, is based on budget. If you can afford a big tank, you can, but it's also dependent on what kind of fish you want to get. Because if you get a small tank, your your options are kind of limited as to what you can put. Because you can't, like, a lot of the colorful fish. Most of them require a big tank.
Yeah.
So
Piggybacking off of that, I want to say that To me, I highly recommend going small first if you're like a beginner and you don't know what you're doing. So
Yeah.
I highly recommend going small first and see if you can like take care of a 5 gallon, no problem, and then you can move up to a bigger tank. But go on.
Then again, you can always run a canister on any tank.
Pretty much. Oh, it's gonna be a little tricky for a 5 gallon, but you know.
No, the Fluval 107 is actually meant for like 10, 5 to 10, I think.
Hmm.
Which would be cool. I actually do want to see what the 107 looks like.
Hmm.
Actually, let me Google it right now. I'm on my laptop.
But continue that thought you were going on about before I talked.
Was that the budget one or the? Oh, so like for in saltwater, if you're gonna go, what's it called? If you for saltwater, a lot of the fish require a big tank.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming from saltwater. It's gonna be extremely limited as to what you can put in there.
Yeah.
Even freshwater, because a lot of the cichlids require a whatchamacallit.
Yeah, but I feel like there's more options for smaller tanks in freshwater than saltwater. That's
Saltwater.
another thing you got to think about when you're buying tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Your father's calling you.
Yeah, yeah.
What is the podcast? CEOs.
Yeah, I know. They know.
Anybody wants?
I'll go take them.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I got room. Don't worry.
But anyway,
Anyway,
go on. Or are you done?
but what was I gonna say? Oh, so with bigger tanks, I would say, freshwater, not freshwater, saltwater. You can start small, like with an invert tank or with the Nemo tank, or you could do it like how I do it, which would be well, I wouldn't say put 5 eels in there just because
Well,
feeding
yeah,
wise.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, you
I
could
wouldn't
throw
say
it to 20.
5. Maybe 2 at most for a normal person.
Well, 5. Well, you can't put 5. That's assuming they're small. They're about the size that I have in my tank right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can put 5 and just provide space for them to hide. But
Yeah.
if you're gonna put, like I said in the episode about eels and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I would watch them with fish. But you
Yeah.
can put like clownfish in there and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, inverts. You could put small damsels. I would say that would look nice.
Yeah.
And just like the disclaimer, the only reason why I'm running a 20 salt right now, besides the 55, is because I'm kind of like limited on space. That's just the disclaimer.
So another thing is, when it comes to big and small tanks, to me, I think I can't. If you were to ask me to choose between which is more fun to take care of, I wouldn't be able to like answer it because both of them are like equally fun to do. For example, smaller tanks are probably much easier to decorate, and if you have like smaller fish in like a 10 gallon, it's much cooler or much more simpler and easier to decorate and look at and easier to maintain. Like if you put like plants in like a 10 gallon, I feel like, you know, it'll be much easier to maintain, much easier to control what you want the tank to look like compared to a big tank. But also the fun part about having a big tank is, you know, the amount of fish you can put in there. Like, let's say compared to a 10, you could put what, 10 neon tetras, a beta or something like that. While in a 45, you could put like 20 tetras probably, you know, a bunch of other small fish, and it's a lot cooler to look at in big tanks when you have schooling fish, especially long tanks. That's what I like the most. Out of all big tanks, I really, you know, all tanks in general, I like them longer than tall because I like them to swim back and forth, give them more space to swim back and forth better up and down. Because I feel like fish, well, to me, I believe for fish, I believe they like to swim back and forth much more than up and down. So when I pick out big or small tanks, when I used to buy a bunch of them, not much right now, because I can't keep that much right now. In the future, I'll probably get more. But I always pick out like longer tanks. But like then again, if you're like wondering how can I do that with small tanks, there's a lot of options out there. There's definitely a lot of options of long or small tanks that I've seen on YouTube. There was a 2.5 gallon long tank I've seen before on YouTube, and I was like, oh my god. And it was pretty long too for a 2.5 gallon. It was crazy. But getting back to the point of which would I rather choose, that's too tough for me. I believe I have fun with both of them in different ways, so I wouldn't be able to choose which I like better. What about you?
I kind of like the bigger tanks just because coming from the saltwater perspective, you're gonna need a bigger tank, especially for triggers and eels.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's all about budget. So me personally, I'd say a budget build for me would be a 20 with the with the canister.
Yeah. What about
but
in
if your
general?
budget,
What about
in general, I like the big tanks just
Mhm.
because you can put more fish and stuff in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Shoots, I was gonna ask you something, but I forgot what it was now. I forgot what it was.
Oh, we're 16 minutes in. You still got what 4 or 5 minutes to remember?
Oh, um, canister. Oh yeah, we already covered this.
Were you gonna ask me what filter I like the best?
Canister or hang on the back.
That's kind of tough because it depends how I'm feeling. But usually, I mean, for ease of use, of course, hang in the back. But if I want to keep my tank ultra clean, canister. It just depends on what purpose I need it for. You know, I can't really choose. In my opinion. What? Yeah, I bet you choose canister, huh?
Choose canister just because I do it the lazy way.
Hmm.
But it keeps my water clean.
Yeah.
And which, by the way, I did. If you didn't realize, I didn't actually do an unboxing of my stuff. I just showed what I had.
Yeah, maybe you should, record more for 808 tanks.
That I am. Hey, what about you, A2? You haven't posted anything fish tank related.
Yeah,
Like, how
it's
long?
mainly a
Be honest.
gaming channel now. But I'll probably return to it one day. It's an all-purpose channel, but I'm currently just posting gaming channel, and I don't have much time to post a lot right now because I'm also a video editor, so plug.
Oh yeah. If you need quality video editing, what's your company called?
My email is a2videoeditor@gmail.com.
A2videoeditor@gmail.com.
Okay, final question. Oh, you got something?
Oh yeah. What's your question?
My question was gonna be the closing topic, but if you have something to add before I do that, go ahead.
No, I forgot what it was.
So the final thing we should talk about with big versus small is, what is your dream big tank and your dream small tank if you were to get like another one and deck it out all the way?
You know what my dream big tank is?
What is
The
it?
shark tank.
Oh
The
my
shark
god,
tank.
dude! You could never have a hammerhead domesticated and in a fish tank.
You can. There are places.
Yeah, maybe the aquarium.
No, not the aquarium. I've seen on YouTube people actually have those big pools in their like garage or like
So you want
backyard.
like 1,000-gallon hammerhead shark tank?
Oh my god, dude, that's the dream tank right there. You have sharks, maybe some fuel in there.
Okay, what
Well,
about
actually, sharks.
dream small tank?
Bro, I'm running my dream small tank right now.
What, your beta tank?
The half
Oh,
my half moon beta.
yeah.
The half moon beta.
Okay, for
Those
me,
are nice.
my dream big tank, if you want to count it as a big tank, is a goldfish pond. I mean, I guess we'll count it in the sense that it's big, but I would love to have a goldfish, like a big giant goldfish pond, and then have koi's in there, of course, but the main focus would be goldfish. And my dream small tank would probably be like, if I could ever find a 10-gallon long or even a 20-gallon long and put like a beta in there, and I would deck it out with like live plants, make it look like there's
Wait.
trees and forests in there.
Wait. We had a 20 long we got rid of. Why didn't you just? We could have just asked. I should have asked you if you wanted it.
No. I'm talking about in the future, not right now, because I have no rule. But when I get more money to be able to maintain live plants and stuff, you know, and I'm ready to get another beta, so that would be my version of a small thing. Like it's gonna be like fully decked out, forest, caves, and everything. So that would be my 2 dream tanks for both sizes. But anyway, that was today's episode, big versus small. If we miss anything, let us know. Tune in to the next
Also, if you
episode.
want-
What was that?
Also, if you want, you can send your. You know what? I'm gonna do this just to make our podcast more interesting. I don't know if people actually listen to this.
Well, if they have topics, send it or comment it down
Yes,
below.
or comment it, or send your question in to.
No, or just leave it in the
What-
comment. Leave it in the comments below if you have any questions or topics we
Yeah.
should cover. And that's pretty much it. Next
Oh,
episode will be Noah's turn. What?
Actually, you can send. I would say send it. They can send it to my email. And then,
I like keeping it at comments for now. It's easier that way.
What, baby?
But anyway,
oh yeah.
What, baby?
thank you for watching, and go ahead, Noah.
Check me out on YouTube, 808 Tanks. Hopefully, Alex doesn't forget to link my channel in the description below. But I'm not blaming him. But remember, folks, why be salty when you can stay fresh? With the Salty Fresh podcast every week, Friday or Saturday. I know the
Sometimes
last
Sunday.
episode- yeah. I know the last episode hasn't come out yet, but
It'll
stay on the
probably
lookout for
it'll
that.
probably come out before this one.
Yeah.
But all right, goodbye.
Okay. Bye.